Hello and welcome to Garrett Farms. We're back with another episode of Deer Creek. We have finished harvesting this field that we purchased, and we've got a whole truck full of soybeans here. Now, the price isn't particularly good for soybeans at the moment, so I think we're going to run these back up to the bin site and hang on to them a little bit until hopefully we get a better price here. And so we've got just a little bit more soybeans in one of those combines still, and we did bring the header trailer up so that we can try and get these combines back up to the farm without having to deal with all of these fences along the way back here. We are going to bring them back up to the farm because the next harvest contract we have is either going to be the large field over there, which I think also has soybeans on it, or this cornfield that was right across the road from the field that we just purchased. And if we need corn heads, we're going to have to go back to the farm to get the corn header anyway. I have no way to put that on a trailer and bring it out here. So I thought it made sense to just get those headers off and bring them back up to the farm the easy way. So with all of our fall field work done on the farm here, we're going to be ready to move pretty quickly here, I think, into the next stages. I've been really spending some time trying to think about what crops we want to plant. Now that we've picked up a second field, I'm thinking we'll do corn in that smaller field. And then we've got a special surprise here from Forward Ag. We've got a fairly large cedar and anhydrous rig to test out. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe plant some winter wheat in this big field since we have some larger equipment available to us. If we look at the planting calendar here, it is actually the right time of year to be going ahead and doing that winter wheat. We could also even move forward one more month here into November. Hopefully one of those other contract fields will be done and we can run the harvesters and the planting setup, seeding setup at the same time. That would be the, I think, most optimal approach here. And so I think that's what we're going to do. There's only a little bit of grain left in the combine up in the field, so we're going to bring that back in the combine rather than running this semi all the way back up here. So I'm just going to put this on the other side of the shed for the time being. And then if we jump up here, we're going to go ahead and, for the first time on this map, give the in-game AI workers a shot. I have not yet had a chance to set up auto drive courses on this map. That's definitely an option. We might as well give this a shot. Hopefully this is going to work. I just want to do a simple set destination and have this guy come up to the farm. Now, I have no illusions he's going to be able to get into that fenced yard. So I think if I just send him right up to the farm here, hopefully he's going to figure this out. It looks a little dicey, but he's getting there, so we're going to go with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hop in this truck and bring this up ourselves. And then we'll come back up here and grab this other header off of the second combine so that we can get things moving. All of this equipment is both extremely dirty and probably in need of repairs. I think we're going to handle all of the repairs once we wrap up the harvest season here, since we do have some more, and I'm not sure which we need to do. I don't think that it's in such bad shape yet, but we are going to wash all of this equipment up as long as we're back up in the yard and just kind of keep things moving here. And with our first combine up here at the farm, I'm realizing we've only got the one header trailer, so we're going to need to grab the header off of the trailer so that we're able to run this guy back up to the field and bring the other header back with us. So I'll continue moving stuff around here and get everything back up to the farm, and we'll check in here tomorrow and see what kind of contracts we've got lined up for us, and then hopefully dive into seeding this field with some winter wheat. Well, we've gone ahead and moved forward into November now that we've got all of our equipment back up on the farm. And I realized that we can't see our total amount of crops without coming up here and looking in the bin. We've got a little bit of oats, a little bit of canola, and some soybeans in here, just over a truckload of soybeans. Looking at the prices, honestly, for normal difficulty, maybe the oats are in a pretty good spot. The canola seems pretty low, and the soybeans seem significantly lower than normals. I would like to see this come up to probably like 1600 or something. And so we're a ways off from wanting to sell any of those crops. And honestly, it's a couple truckloads. It's not going to be a ton of money. So I've maxed out our loan again. We're at 193,000. This is all the money we have available to us. So we're going to have to make this count as we lease this seeding setup and get going on putting some winter wheat into this big field. So the first mods that I've got here from Forward Ag is the big Seed Hawk seeder here with the air cart behind it. This is all set up to accept a pull behind trailer here for anhydrous. So let's jump into the store here. Under sprayers, we're gonna find the Forward Ag HAC 5000T anhydrous caddy. This thing is absolutely awesome. It's got all kinds of different options here. So you've got different settings, such as the tension belt mounts, which puts the, I believe these are straps, so you can put something up on top of here. We've got all kinds of different brands, including a tracked version here for the wheel options. So I'm really loving that. I think we're going to definitely go with one of these track options here. That looks cool, but I love the look of this one here the most. So I know we don't have a lot of money, and this is going to be just a lease. So we're going to try and take it easy here, but you know, we got to play with some of the options here. We do have a pallet porch here, so you could put a thing of seed or fertilizer, I suppose, although I don't know why you would bring dry fertilizer if you're putting anhydrous down right now. We're not going to bring that with this time because our seeder is so large. We're not going to be filling this with seed using a pallet, I don't think. Our hitch options are standard and implement. Awesome. We'll try implement hitch here. We've got different frame decals, probably because we can change all of the colors of things. Yeah, I think we're going to leave this with the colors that it came in. However, I just want to kind of play around with a few things. The toolbox color you can set, the rim colors. Yeah, I like it. So we're going to go ahead and lease this in addition to the seating setup that we have. And, oh no, there wasn't enough room to spawn it. We'll have to reset it in just a second. We'll go ahead and get the 9RX over here and try and move this stuff away from the spawning area to give us just a little bit of room here to go ahead and get that anhydrous caddy up here. All right, and just like that, we've got everything all hooked up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this out to the field, and I believe the co-op's got some trucks coming up to fill us up here with all the material we're gonna need to crank on this field. So I think what we're gonna do is probably start our project right here on this corner here. I think this is going to be a good spot for us right here up next to the farm. Plenty of room for the co-op to get in here and top off our seed and anhydrous. All right, so the co-op has come out and got us all filled up here, and we're diving into getting the headland pass taken off of this field here. I'm really liking how this big seeder looks and works. It's pretty cool, but really the star of the show here is getting a chance to try out the anhydrous ammonia functionality. We are going through anhydrous pretty quick here. We're also running off of the side of the field just a bit, so we've got to try and learn to steer a little bit better. I forgot to put GPS on this tractor, so we might have to switch out and do that here at some point, but I figured we might as well get started on the headland pass here. And, you know, get this field opened up, play with some of this equipment just a little bit. I think instead of going all the way around these waterways, I'm going to just lift up and continue on to the corner It's going to be a little bit easier than trying to work my way all the way around that. And I think once we get around this corner, we need to pop open the menu and make sure that anhydrous is actually working. We're putting on quite a bit. We're burning through that anhydrous faster than I would have expected here. And so I'm not really sure what the actual rate is that you would apply that at. It's been quite some time since I've had to apply anhydrous to a field in real life. And so after 25 plus years here, I've kind of forgotten how far something like that is going to go. Though we do have quite a big tank of it here, so I know we're going to make it all the way around this field at least. But we will have to refill that a number of times here as we tackle a field of this size. Popping up the menu here, you can see we are indeed applying a state of fertilizer with the anhydrous, so that all seems to be working appropriately. Just looking at the size of this swath compared to the size of the field, though, we've got our work cut out for us. So I think we're going to be diving into a bit of a montage here and trying to knock out as much of this field as possible before next episode. We obviously aren't going to get this all done in one sitting, though. I think this is going to be a job that we have to let run for a little while. So we've made it one full time around the field here. And in the process of doing that, I've come to the realization that I'm having some issues with hired helpers on this map. I don't know if it's a map issue or a issue with my equipment at this stage. I'm going to do a little bit more testing on this and dig into that off camera. Somebody mentioned that there's an update to this map available, and I'm most likely a few versions behind. Since once I start a series, I don't tend to update the mods for that series for fear of breaking things unless I know for a fact that there's something that I need. And so I'm going to take a look at that, but I've been having a ton of fun running this seeder around and this big anhydrous caddy. We did make it a full round around the field before we ran out of anhydrous here. We're down to single digits, 5% here. So we will we'll definitely have to refill this thing before we get going again. I think we're going to need to take 2 full headland passes off of this field just to make sure we have plenty of room for turning around with this big setup. And so we're going to go ahead and get this all lined up for that second pass. But then we're going to disconnect that anhydrous caddy and run it up to the co-op here and get it refilled. I forgot to take note of how much it costs to refill it, so this will be a great opportunity to do that real quick. So before we pull onto the field, let's just run back here and get it disconnected. This does have all of the manual attach hookups. The hoses and the hydraulics all kind of get hooked up here independently. I'm loving all of the integrations here. And so I'm just going to pull this forward and shut it down so we're not burning through the fuel. And we're going to see if this Ford is up to the task of pulling this big anhydrous caddy. It feels like it's probably just a little bit big to be pulled around by a pickup here. However, we're going to go for it. It's a little bit odd, additionally, thinking about pulling this thing with the tracks on it. In fact, I'm not even sure if I could, since I'm wondering if these are like hydraulically driven or such. I don't know. But Farm Sim's going to let me do it, so why not? Let's give it a shot. Seems to be working out okay for us here. We've got a bit of wheel slip trying to get up this incline. Nothing unexpected there, though. I think once we get up on the main road, it's gonna do fine. There we go. We're making this Super Duty work for it here. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and try and jut out here. It's always difficult making that left turn because the trees are blocking my view of the oncoming traffic. And man, is the traffic gotten me a few times on this map so far. So let's get up here to the co-op and see what it's going to take to refill this anhydrous tank. Now, this is a particularly wide implement. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to get it back here to fill it up. Let's see if we can squeeze it across the scale here. Oh, it's going to be a tight fit. If I get hung up on one side or the other, it's going to be bad times. Oh, right up on the railing. And yeah, just like that, we're up here. And I think we've got our anhydrous point right over here. I was temporarily hung up there taking a look at the propane. But anhydrous seems to be working well here. We're going ahead and getting this filled up. I think what I like about anhydrous is that it's not overly expensive. We're putting in quite a bit here into this giant tank, and we've only spent like maybe 1,000. We'll probably spend 2,000 here tops. Not even 1,500. Look at that. So this is just a great deal as far as covering fertilizer in a large area. We would have never been able to get that much product on using dry fertilizer for that cheap. So that's your benefit here to leveraging anhydrous, especially on this map and how everything's set up. And so we're gonna see if we can sneak this guy back out of here and get back out in the field and do a little bit more field work here. Like I said, we've got a ton of work to do. I have to sort out the issues I'm having with hired help on this map. And yeah, like I said, we've just got a lot of work to do. So we're gonna get this thing back up to the farm. It's pulling hard on this Ford. We're having to work our way through the gears here, which has been a lot of fun. And so I think we're going to be taking it slow here. 35, 36 seems like plenty fast for this big setup. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, drop a like. It helps the channel out immensely. And as always, have a wonderful day. That's all for today. Kedrick out. Our large field. Oh my goodness. We're doing the worker wiggle. We're crying out loud. That mailbox is flying.